It's time. It's time for every one of us. If we get knocked down, we won't just get up. It's time we all rise up. Rise up. When stars step up. When a dome stands up. When a city lights up. We all rise up together. Touchdown! When we come on the field, we rise up. Rise up. From kickoff to the last play, we rise up. This is our time, Atlanta. We've been knocking on the door. Now it's time to blow it up. Tell me, what do Falcons do? Rise up. What do Falcons do? Falcons rise up. That's what I'm talking about.
What's going on? All in with Nate family. This is my first time doing the show right after the game because, of course, we've been on the road for what? No, we've been home the first 4 out of 5 weeks. We had a couple of night games, so my shows ain't been right after the game. So it's been that's my fault. But I'm glad to be back doing it. The Atlanta Falcons come up with a big NFC South win. They win, of course, 38-20. To improve to 4-2 on the season, keep themselves in first place, and they are 3-1 in the division as we get ready to head back home for the 5th time this season to play the Seahawks. But again, you got to beat who's on your schedule. So anybody that tell you, oh, it's just the Panthers, you got to win the games on your schedule. Looking at your division, Tampa won in New Orleans. They put 50 on their head, so you have to win your divisional games. But couple things about the game that I was very, very impressed with the Falcons. Number one, we finally unleashed the running back tandem. For one, we all know we got the potential with Tyler Algier and Bijan Robinson. They cut loose today. They finally cut loose today. Both of them, I think Tyler was right at 100. He might have got to 100 and lost it, I think, on that last carry. I cannot remember. He might have still have it, though. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look this stat line. But both our running backs always went for 100 yards apiece. Kirk Cousins had a pretty solid day at the office. I don't think he got sacked in this game. So, of course, Carolina had a couple of injuries that could play a factor, but at the end of the day, you take the wins you got. So, big win for the Falcons. This is a key NFC South win. You're now 4-2 in the division. You're now 4-2 overall, matter of fact. You won the last 3 games. We haven't won 3 games in a row since 2019, and this is the time you got to win your games. Plain and simple. You got to win your ball games, and if this team is planning on making a postseason run, even if it's not the prettiest win, you got to come through and win. And by the way, this is the first game that we did not have to win by a nail-biter, comeback, game-winning field goal. This was actually a really dominant ball game for the offense. Defensively, I'm gonna speak about them. Trust me, I don't have a lot of the defense. I'm on the fence with, to be honest with you all. The defense need to improve as a rushing defense. We're still not that good at stopping the run. Chuba Hubbard, I want to say, had 100 yards rushing. If he didn't, he came close. So they did not stop the run well on defense. Andy Dalton, up until the AJ Terrell interception, was moving the ball up and down. I feel like it was nothing. So those are some of the things that need to be improved with if you're the Falcons. And, of course, when you get to playing some of these better teams down the road, like next week we got Seattle, you're going to have Kenneth Walker coming in here, who, by the way, Kenneth Walker can go out here and cut up on us if he wants to. So you got to make sure that you figure out a way to stop that run. Because, I mean, you got to go ahead. You got to face Tampa in 2 weeks. You still got to see the Cowboys in a couple weeks. I mean, you gotta find a way to stop that run. You got to get some pressure on the quarterback. That is still a big problem on defense. Again, yes, you won the game. I'm going to talk about the positive things about the game, but we're going to be honest as fans on here. The Falcons got to get some type of pass rush before it's all said and done as you get deeper down the road. Because when you look at your other teams in the NFC, when you see your Phillies, your Detroits, your San Francisco's, you got to be able to bring that quarterback down. Again, the potential is starting to show, especially on offense with this team. I have to say, over the last 3 weeks, I've definitely say over the last 3 weeks, Kirk Cousins is really starting to get in a groove on his offense. The passing attack starting to open up. Today, Kirk Cousins looked like Trae Young. And if you don't know what I mean, I'm going to break it down to you. He didn't have to do much. He did enough. He had a good game, but he distributed the ball to all your playmakers. You got your guys like Drake London starting to step up to the plate. Drake's starting to really get in a groove. We always said that Drake London needed a consistent quarterback to bring it out of him. And boy, has he really stepped up to the plate. No, he didn't go for 100 yards today. However, if you're watching the Falcons, you know Drake London starting to get involved in this offense. Ray McLeod and Darnell Mooney. No, Mooney didn't like the scoreboard like he did against Tampa, but Mooney and Ray McLeod, they make their plays. They do what they're supposed to do. Kyle Pitts. Let me be honest with y'all about Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts better stop quitting on routes because the one field goal that Young like to kick that put us back up by 8, if he runs through that play, that's probably a touchdown. But again, a lot of us Falcon fans have seen it. A lot of folks that are not Falcon fans have watched it and seen it with Bijan Robinson. Stop quitting on routes. I said Bijan, my bad. Kyle Pitts. Quit quitting on routes. You're 6'6". Go up and make the play. Kirk Cousins starting to figure it out with you. So make the play. It makes no sense to me. But again, I'm not going to try to be too critical on him, but that's something that needs to really improve going forward if you're the Falcons. However, again, good win for the Falcons. You're 4-2. You got Seattle at home next week. If y'all ain't been out to see this team this season, get out there and see them. The Seahawks game should be one of them. If you haven't bought your tickets or been to see a game this year, that's probably going to be one of your easy games to buy a ticket for because there's not no crazy price. I mean, Dallas coming in a couple weeks, and you know how those prices are. But again, big win for the Falcons. Dominant on offense. That offense has scored 30 points over the last 2 weeks in a row. They scored 36 in the game-winning drive against Tampa. They scored 38 today. Probably could have scored more, to be honest with you. But again, take the win. Be happy from this point. Falcons proved 4-2. That's what I wanted. Jordan, what's going on, bro? He said Robinson ate the. Yes, he did. Him and Tyler Algier. Zach Robinson finally figured out the gameplay. You got to unleash both running backs. You have arguably the best running back tandem in football because we all know Tyler Algier ran for $1,000 the year before Bijan Robinson got here under Arthur Smith. And then, of course, Bijan is such a special talent. But today, they finally allowed both running backs to get loose. You got to do that if you plan on going deep in the postseason. And one thing about it, you hear it all the time. You win in the postseason, you got to be able to have a stout defense, solid run game, and we have that. You're starting to see the chemistry, and they're both unselfish. I love that about the two of them. They're unselfish running backs. So both of them eat. And that's the one thing that you got to continue to do if this team is going to go places this season. You got to feed both of your running backs. Because, again, Bijan can do it all. That's a beautiful thing about him, but Tyler's your workhorse. And as you saw in that fourth quarter, that drive where we put it away, he started to tear them carries up. And that's what you want. I want a guy that can give me 5 yards a pop. I want a guy that can give me a big play here and there. Bijan, let him do his work too. But you got to feed both running backs. You have arguably one of the top rushing attacks in the league. You have we don't have the greatest pass blocking offensive line, but they're really just on the run. So it's no reason we should have been 26 coming into today. I think today's going to teach them a lot about themselves, and we may see a lot out of them going forward. So that's a great thing for the Falcons on offense. What's going on, bro? He said, GG. Yes, sir. That was a good game. Ryan Burns said, what up, Nate? What's going on, Ryan? Michael Thomas said, Kirk, go check. Yes, I want to make that clear. Kirk didn't throw for 500 yards like he did last week. But if you watch Kirk Cousins, Kirk is really starting to get in a groove with this team. They're starting to get some chemistry. You're starting to see the guys eat. You don't need everybody don't need to go for 100 yards on offense for you to be able to produce. But you're doing enough. You're feeding each guy. Each guy's getting their contributions like you need them to do. And of course, still got Young Hoku that's going to hit everything that goes out there unless I'm not going to say that on air, but unless he have one of those moments, he having moments, but straight up, you are seeing the potential of what this offense can be. And arguably, this could be one of the best offenses in the league. And that's not a stretch when you look at the talent on this team. Because for 2 weeks in a row, you've seen them score over 30 points. I do not care about the opponent. You are still an NFL offense. You didn't go for 30 points, but one time in 3 years under Arthur Smith, you went for back-to-back weeks under Raheem Morris. So that tells you that this offense is starting to wake up. Let me get to the next comment. This is our division now. Also, I appreciate that. Thank you for the congratulations. And the Falcons can put a step on this division in the next couple of weeks. You got Seattle coming in here. I would never sleep on that talent in Seattle. You still got DK Metcalf. That's going to be an interesting matchup next week for AJ Terrell. Kenneth Walker is a dog. I love Kenneth Walker. He's one of my favorite running backs in the league. That's a guy that the Falcon Russian defense going to have to be ready for because Chuba Hubbard is good. However, once again, you got to be able to stop the run. He had too good of a game, even though he's been really hot for the Panthers the last couple of weeks. I don't want to discredit what he's done for that team. But he's been really – but you're going to have another issue if you don't slow down Kenneth Walker next week. And Mike, he has just brought in the run defense kind of suspect. That run defense is a big reason that game didn't get out of hand because they kept them in the game. That's one thing that you have to – that if you're the Falcons, you cannot allow it to happen because once you go against better teams, that's going to become a problem. And once again, it opens up the pass attack for the opposing team, which, by the way, the Falcons, and let me just be real about this thing. I said it on my Facebook page. If you were on there, if you are following me on Facebook, you probably seen me say it. The Falcons still need to consider adding another piece to fit the defensive scheme that's ran by Jimmy Lake. We are a 3-4 defensive scheme. However, the guys on the defense fit a 4-3. It is no disrespect to the talent on the team, but to me, my thing is, if you know that you don't have a consistent pass rusher not named Matthew Judon, you need to go pass rush by committee. Lorenzo Carter, that's my bulldog. He not it. Straight up. He ain't it no more. You got to change it up. You got to throw Evan Katie on that line. You cannot go out there with Grady Jarrett, David Onyemata, and Eddie Goldman rushing the passer. That is not going to work. These guys got to get after the quarterback. I don't think we've had a sack. Well, we had a sack last week, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, y'all let me know. But again, we're not getting enough pressure on the quarterback because it's making our defense have to be on the field much longer. And I don't like that. Because, again, we have the best safety tandem in the league. They're not going to throw deep. So, everything across that middle, they're going to keep coming across the middle, keep coming across the middle. I see you said we had two. Hold on, let me put this up real quick. You had two. Yes. Okay, thank you for letting me know. But we have to consistently get pressure on the quarterback because one of the things that I have a big problem with our defense is we give up a lot of third down conversions. That's because quarterbacks have time in the pocket. It's not so much on our secondary. The secondary is good for what it's worth because they have to be on the field a lot. Their pass rush don't get there a lot. And by the way, let me throw this out while we're on the topic of the defense. That touchdown to Andy Dalton, that touchdown Andy Dalton threw to Deontay Johnson, don't send no all-out blitz on third down ever again if you know that you can't get after the quarterback. Don't do that mess anymore because you gave them a free 7 points, which gave them early momentum in the game. Don't do that no more. Please don't. That was embarrassing. And then you got to also be able to dial some wrinkles up. That's one thing. I think the offense, and it helps having a guy like Kirk Cousins speed the offensive process up because defensively, Jimmy Lake needs some help. Somebody got to get in that somebody got to get in that lab with Jimmy Lake, Raheem Morris. I don't know who it is that is consistently allowing this crap to go out there and rush the passer because it's not working. Grady ain't no consistent pass rusher. That I don't like. He's not the consistent pass rusher, but you line him up at defensive end. Stop doing that. Stop it. Please get that man back at defensive tackle. David Onyemata. They're supposed to claw the run up. However, they're both lined up on the outside. When you watch the Falcons, watch them close. Notice that Grady's lined up on the outside in one spot, and so is David Onyemata. They usually rotate guys like Kentavious Street if he's in the game, or Eddie Goldman, or Taquan Graham. Stop letting that happen. That's not it. And if I'm an opposing offense, I'm about to pick on you the whole game. They got to change. And then get more guys to fit the 3-4. You don't have enough guys fitting the 3-4 defense, not at this moment. Linebacker, same situation. A lot of times, teams just wait on to see what movers Caden Ellis and Nate Landman, who's his first game back today, what they're going to do. Then we're going to throw this direction. They're just eating at the middle because they know they're not going to test Jesse Bates and Justin Simmons. If you think about it, do y'all see the ball go that direction a lot? No. You're not going to see it go that direction a lot. They respect their secondary. So you got to get some pressure. You may see the potential of what this team can really be. You start getting some pressure on that quarterback. But overall, you're 4-2. These are things that can get cleaned up over the next couple of weeks, but you got to start making sure it happens. Let me get back to some of these other comments. He said, I can say the Falcons are looking like something in the first half of the season. Yes, the Falcons, that offense is there. I think the offense have really come to life over the last 2 weeks. And we may see that chemistry get a little bit better. I think today should really give a confidence boost to the offensive line to say, hey, we can run against anybody. That's what they got to do. You got to go to what you're best at. And don't just sit here and continuously trying to force this pass attack. And I think that's what happened early in the game. I think that's why we were so shaky from the start, because you was riding off the high of the Tampa win. But you cannot do that each week. You need to mix it up. Let your run set up the pass. I'm always a big proponent of that. Let that happen. Let me hit some of these other comments. Deontay King said also GNT reminds me, oh my God. By the way, off topic, that guy better win Heisman. That dude is special, and I'm going to tell you right now, I got him going to the Dallas Cowboys this offseason. That's who I got him going to. He may end up going somewhere else, but he would be a great running back for the Dallas Cowboys. He also added another tight end. Kyle Pitts got to stop being lazy on routes. I have a major issue with that. He got to stop being lazy on these routes because, again, you have the potential to be a very tough matchup across the middle, but a lot of times he's not really running consistent routes. I don't like that. And I think, and all of us seen it on that one particular play I mentioned. Let me get some of these other comments. They won. Congrats. Appreciate that, man. I know you one of the biggest Falcon haters around. So thank you for the comment, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Definitely loving the interceptions by Jesse Bates. Jesse Bates is probably the second best safety in the National Football League, if not the best. And that's just me showing respect still to Minka Fitzpatrick, but I still think he may be better than Minka Fitzpatrick at a certain point. But they're neck and neck, possibly. But we have a really good group. Quentin Gill, what's going on, bro? He said, bro, is big lazy on the set. Yes, he don't run good routes. I say it all the time. I say it each week. If you really watch his route tree and his route running, why is it that everybody else is eating but him? Now that one route that he got, that 50-something yard completion on, that was a really, really nasty route. And that's the part that make you mad, because you see the potential in what he can be. But then you go back to resorting to running these 2 to 3 yard routes. The dude can really be special if he wants to be. Again, I said it, that's the way I can put it. If he wants to be, he can be really one of the special tight ends in this game. But again, that's up to him. It's really up to him at this point. But like I said, it's not a lot I'm really jumping down the throat on the offense on, because 30 points 2 weeks in a row. What else do I want? Maybe another touchdown here and there, but 38 points 2 weeks in a row is great. Quentin says his footwork, it looks very high school. And it's easy to go ahead and go crazy against collegiate players. You're in the NFL, big dog. It's time for you to start really cutting up. You could really be one of the up and coming tight ends in the National Football League. But a lot of times he either not getting separation, he running lazy routes. It's just crazy to me. It's really crazy to me. But let me throw the question. Good question. What's different between his rookie season and his fourth year? What's the difference between Brian, Mariota, Ritter, and Cousins? I love this question, by the way. The crazy thing about it is, year number 1 under Matt Ryan, he was arguably our best player on offense in the passing attack because Cordero Patterson ate on the ground. Calvin Ridley, we all know he wanted to go play FanDuel and got suspended for the whole season. Crazy. Still crazy to this day. So then Kyle Pitts became a Pro Bowler under Matt Ryan. Matt was washed at that point, but he got Kyle Pitts the ball, turned into a 1,000-yard tight end and put him in the Pro Bowl. That's all you can ask for. Second year, he was kind of hurt. Second year with Marcus Mariota and Ritter. But, I mean, he didn't really do much. There was a couple times that Marcus Mariota overshot him one time. It's awful. I think y'all might remember that Chargers game in 2022. He missed him bad that game. Last year, it was a combination of Ritter being bad, Arthur Smith's offense, because Jonathan Smith ate more. Freaking, what's his name? Oh, my God, it's on the tip of my tongue. Who was our third tight end last year? Goodness. Miko Pruitt. Miko Pruitt was eating last year on plays that should have went to Kyle Pitts. Now you actually have a veteran quarterback that can make your key plays. Oh, you said, Hayden was on the first team with Kyle Pitts. He was on the team with Kyle Pitts that year. And yeah, Miko Pruitt used to make his plays. But the crazy thing about it is, to me, Kirk Cousins is your less washed Matt Ryan. And this is no disrespect for Matt Ryan because, of course, Matt's the best quarterback in team history. However, you look at the situation of feeding your receivers. Raymond McLeod came off the street cooking. Darnell Mooney came off the street cooking. Drake London is starting to become noticeable across the league to particular people that watch football. So, again, Kyle Pitts got to step up to the plate because we said this when Kirk Cousins first signed here, that we were going to find out the real potential in our players. And boy, we find it out right now. And Kyle Pitts better tighten up because you can't go from a really good game last week against Tampa and go out here and run these freaking lazy routes. I'm still mad about that route. I'm not going to lie to y'all. We won, though, so it's all good. Can you see the Falcons in the Super Bowl again this year with Cousins under center? I don't want to go that far because I still think that defensively, we have a lot of flaw. We have a big flaw, and we not going to be able to. If we can't get after the quarterback, can't get after a Philly, can't get after a San Fran, can't get after a Dallas, then we're not going to go anywhere. So, to me, do I think this team is postseason ready? Yes. Do I think they're Super Bowl ready? Not right now. I still think they need one more. I still think they are a year away from being Super Bowl ready. But then again, the NFL is crazy. You never know. It's all about getting hot. Getting hot. So at the end of the day, right now, I'm going to say no. I think that they're right now good enough to be a playoff team, not a Super Bowl team. And that's just me being honest. Let me go to the real question is this is the biggest problem. I talked about this not too long ago. That run defense is atrocious. Ooh, you said Drake London will be better than Julio. Interesting. I don't know, man. Julio went crazy Julio had a prime at this world, so I don't know. They ain't going that far yet. You also agree that we're not ready. I agree 100% on that. We're not ready yet. We keep getting ate up underneath, and Dallas got Detroit right now, in my personal opinion, is my favorite to win the NFC behind Philly. Ahead of Philly right now. So again, it's a long season. Things could really click by the end of the season. But right now, I think the Falcons really figure it out as far as being able to stop the run. He also said we'll make a deep playoff run, but I don't see a Super Bowl. I don't see it yet either. We're not ready yet. we'll see. But again, and that's me being a realistic fan. I know we got a lot of folks that will be like, why are you not saying Super Bowl? I'm a realistic fan, plain and simple. I'm just proud to see these boys at 4-2. They haven't been 4-2 in a minute. Yeah, I'm not going that far. I ain't going that far about Julio. I love me some Julio. I'm not gonna lie to you. You say 2028, I mean, that window can be open a lot sooner. You just never know. And get Hassan. Yeah, now if we would have got Hassan Reddick and that pass rush stepped up a notch, then put us against the best in the NFC. So yeah, we'll see. But let me put these. I'm gonna put the stats up to kind of show what the game played out to be. Let's go to the statistics. I'm gonna go put myself right here at the bottom of the screen. Nah, let me come off. I might come off the screen. Nah, I'm gonna do it like this. Bear with me, y'all. I'm trying to get it to show good while I'm right here on the side. Okay. So, let me come out a little bit. This might be a little too wide. My bad, y'all. Okay, right here. We'll start off with the passing numbers for both quarterbacks. Kirk Cousins was 19 of 30 for 225, 1 touchdown, didn't get sacked. Good game by the offensive line. Had a quarterback rating of 97.2. That's a good day at the office. Kirk didn't have to do anything too crazy. He was efficient. Like I said, he was like a point guard today. Just get the ball to your guys, plain and simple. So that's one thing I would absolutely say for the Falcons. Andy Dalton was 26 of 38, 221, 2 touchdowns. Shout out to the defense getting up 2 interceptions in the fourth quarter. But prior to that, Andy Dalton had that offense looking good. So pass rush got to improve. They got to improve big time because the secondary is there. And I do agree it was a big game for the secondary. They need help desperately up front. They really, really do. Okay, rushing numbers. So he did go for 100 yards. That's awesome. Tyler Algier, 18 for $105 and a touchdown. Bijan Robinson, 15 for 95 and 2 touchdowns. Both guys nearly average 6 yards a carry. That's what you want. That's what you want out of your running attack. 6 yards a carry, I'll take it every day of the week. So that's great. That's a great day in the office. Now, again, like I said, Chuba Hubbard, 18 for 92. And he also had that 18-yard run. And by the way, y'all remember that sack, man. It's right before the half that they ended up scoring a touchdown on that drive to Xavier Leggett. What in the world was the defensive line doing right there? How you send a blitz? No, nobody's bring down slow, but Andy Dalton, man, that made me so mad. Made me so mad, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. But the Falcons ran for 198 on the ground. Well, really ran for 203, but I guess they count the what's the names, so whatever. But the Panthers ran for 114 yards on the ground, had 4.8 carries, so that was their day at the office. Let's go down to the receiving total. Drake London, 6 for 74, 10 targets. Kyle Pitts, 3 of 70 for we had 5 targets. Darnell Mooney, 3 of 38. Ray McLeod. The passing numbers weren't as crazy, but again, they're efficient. They're moving the ball. That's what we want. Again, that's a fair day for Kyle Pitts, even though Kyle Pitts quit on the route. I ain't gonna let up on him on that. Drake London, good day at the office. He gave us enough. That's all you want out of him. Deontay Johnson had a decent game for the Panthers, 6 of 78. Jatavian Sanders, 5 for 49. Xavier Leggett had 3 for 23, had that 1 touchdown. He's a guy, if I want to see what the Panthers can do with him once they get a better quarterback. They ain't got a good quarterback right now, so we'll see what happens once they finally do. Ray lost that 1 fumble, man. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I did not think that was going to be called a fumble. If anything, it could have been called incomplete. But, Mike Pereira explained it a little different. So, I'm going to respect what he said. He said that he was trying to extend for an extra yard, and that was made it a fumble. So, that's the explanation they gave. Jatavian Sanders had a fumble, lost out of bounds. Chuba Hubbard had a fumble, lost, but nobody lost it. Trevin Wallace was the one that recovered the fumble from Aaron McLeod. And I don't know what to think about Bryce Young at this point, to be honest with you, because I don't see him getting back on the field for the Panthers. I really don't. I don't see, unless Andy Dalton gets injured, I can't see it. And Swerve said, gotta tighten up on some things, but glad to see my Falcons is 4-2 and improving. Definitely spread it. Yeah, today was an efficient day offensively, and that's what you want from this team. That's exactly what I want. But again, like you said, some things still be cleaned up. 4-2 is the key number right here for the Falcons. And let's go down here. Nate Landman, he came back off of injury. 8 tackles, 4 solo. Mike Hughes was behind him with D. Alford and Jesse Bates. Justin Simmons had 5 tackles. Grady had 4 tackles and 2 tackles for a loss. K. Dell's had 4 tackles. Lorenzo, AJ, Clark Phillips, and Judon all had 3. Clark Phillips had a tackle for a loss as well. Epicade had a pass defense. Over here on the Panthers side, Troy Hill and Xavier Woods, Trevin Wallace all had 9 tackles. Nick Scott, Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, by the way, on that 1 field goal attempt, had a great breakup on Drake London. I give the man his props. He came from Seattle. I'm actually shocked that they traded for him, but he's a good corner. Let's see. DJ Johnson, Charles Harris, and Charluz had 5 tackles. J.C. Horn's a really solid corner, man. I hate that he's in a situation like Carolina right now. They got something special from that guy. He's also a part of the 21 class with Kyle Pitts. So, again, they got some pieces over there. Oh, by the way, Felipe Franks had 2 freaking tackles. They done resorted him to freaking special teams. Boy, what a fall off that man had. Y'all remember him. He was a Falcon backup, quarterback / tight end / receiver / special team / punter / everything. So, yeah. Okay, Clark Phillips had his first Falcon interception of his career. AJ Terrell finally got an interception. I'm so sick of him batting passes and not catching it. He need to catch every interception because y'all remember Bill Belichick trying to talk trash about him and saying that he a decent cover corner. He gonna give you interceptions. No, he's on Carolina. He had that 1 tackle on special teams for them. That's the dude that was celebrating. Let's go. Okay, as you see, the kick returns. Nobody really had a big kick return. Nobody had a really big punt return. Youngo was 3 of 3 kicking the field goals. Eddie Pinheiro was 2 of 2. Falcons only punted 1 time, which is actually awesome. The Panthers punted 3 times. So, again, fair day. I agree on AJ Terrell. I love AJ Terrell, but Bill Belichick tried to throw some shade at him when they played the Eagles week 2. So, yeah, that's who threw that shade at him. But again, those are the statistics as far as the actual stat line. Let's look at the team stats and go through that real quick. The Falcons, okay, they're both like 25, 21 for first downs. On third down, the Falcons was a lot better. They're usually at 50%, so 5-11, I'll take it, even though they could be a lot better on third down. Defensively, offensively, they are, again, this speaks to the offense clicking. They were 6 of 12 on third down. So that tells you the potential of this offense is really starting to wake up. The Falcons ran a couple more plays in Carolina. They had 400 yards of offense, average 6.2 yards play, 225 in the air, 198 on the ground. So good day at the office. They didn't have a lot of crazy penalties. And the Falcons, for the first time this season, let's applaud the Falcons. They won the time of possession. Congratulations. That shows you that your offense is starting to click. All season long, if you go look at the stat line, we have not won time possession in no game this season. So finally, they won time possession. So that shows you a lot about the potential of the offense starting to grow. That's really where it's at with the Falcons. But again, good win for the Atlanta Falcons. You're 4-2 on the season. First place. You're back home next week against Seattle. I'm not taking Seattle lightly. That offense can get hot. They're coming to Atlanta. I think we played them 2 years ago. We won close. So you got to win your home games if you're the Falcons. That's a big home game next week. I think Tampa has Kansas City. So you got to win your game. You got to put you some type of, you got to get you an edge on this division in the next 2 weeks. Got Tampa in 2 weeks. So win this game upcoming week. You start to give yourself a little bit of a lead in this division. So the Falcons got to continue to keep this streak going. The guys need to clean up, but guess what? It's a victory for the Falcons. 3 in a row. 3 in a row. I love it. So, again, I'll be back at Mercedes-Benz this upcoming week. So, if my voice is up to it, I will do a show right after the game. If it's not, you will get it Monday because I promise y'all my voice be shot after the games. My voice be horrible. Thank God we had a road game. Finally, man, I have a voice again. So, you say, how about those Pirates? Man, they at the house. They at the house. Shout out to these guys actually finishing games and not giving us heart attacks the last 2 minutes of the fourth. Yes. Finally. We had a comfortable win today. But until next time, this has been a special edition of All In with Nate. I will see you guys next week. Until then, y'all enjoy your week ahead. And hey, Falcons are 4-2, man. Y'all go to work with your Falcon gear on. You be proud of the boys, man. I don't care who we played. So all you haters, I don't care who we played. We won. So leave me alone now. We 4-2 and in first place. Until next time, signing off. Rise up.
Can you feel it? It's time. It's time for every one of us. If we get knocked down, we won't just get up. It's time we all rise up. Rise up. When stars step up. When a dome stands up. When a city lights up. Rise up. We all rise up together. Touchdown. When we come on the field, we rise up. Rise up. From kickoff to the last play, we rise up. This is our time, Atlanta. We've been knocking on the door, and now it's time to blow it up. Tell me, what do Falcons do? Rise up. What do Falcons do? Falcons rise up. That's what I'm talking about.